Okay, so I wanted to walk you through quickly before you dive in to grabbing all of the instructions and knowledge files that we have for all of the different assistants, particularly when we're talking about the assistants related to sort of back-end business operations. I wanted to walk you through how to do this in the most effective way possible. So when you come into AI Dream Team and you come into like the assistants, the dream team that you want, say for podcasting, and you're going to see that there's different lessons for whether it's email marketing or business admin or social media or whatever it might be. I've tried to categorize them in a way that feels very clear. So you're going to come on in here, and for each assistant, there's a section that has, a description of what this assistant will do for you. They're going to have instruction files. So every single one is going to have an instruction file that you're going to click. It's going to force copy, and you're going to make a copy, save it to your Google Drive. In addition to knowledge files. Now, some assistants don't require any additional knowledge files. If it's a fairly basic or baseline assistant, or maybe the knowledge files have to be things that come from your business, like your brand book, etc. However, others have knowledge files that I've put together. And some of these knowledge files are things that you may take them and switch some things out for your own, right? So I'm giving you my podcast show notes sample file. You are welcome to use it as it is. However, if you want to make sure that your assistants are always hyper personalized to your business, this is where you can swap out my stuff for your stuff. So again, I wanted to give these to you in rather than giving them to you in a plug and play template where you're not really sure how to fill them out in the best way, I wanted to actually just give you mine, right? Because then also, if you just want to use mine, that's fine too, right? It could save you a lot of time. So for most of these, there will also be a video here that walks you through some best practices around setting up that particular assistant. Now, there isn't a video for every single one because some of them are very straightforward. I didn't really need to explain anything extra to you, but some do come with a video. So make sure to watch those. You can always watch them on double time if you want to. And like I said, there will be multiple assistants usually in each category that we're talking about. So let me show you now. Let's say you were to open the instructions file, okay? So here is an example of the instructions file for the PodPal one, which is the one that we were just looking at. So anything that's highlighted in yellow is what you want to be switching to your examples. So anytime it says Gemma, just switch that out for your own name. And then look through this and make sure, like, okay, for me, the tone should be conversational, blunt, funny. It should appeal to a millennial target audience. That might be not the case for you. So either remove that, or the better thing would be to switch it out for what is applicable to your business. Now, here's an example. Titles from my own podcast. These are my own titles. So they have my style to them. This is a scenario where you could actually leave those. If you like my style, you can leave them and you can just have it use that as its baseline for your style. However, this is also where you can just switch this out to podcast titles that you've liked, that you've used for your podcast, right? So you can see this one has quite a lot of yellow that you need to adapt. Others, I think I have a few others open here. Here's like the Reels one. This has very few. So you can see there's very little yellow here that you're going to need to adapt in this one. Here is the customer service rep. Not as much yellow in this one either. So at the bottom of these, let me walk through how I formatted these instructions. So the name is the name of the actual custom GPT. So let's just say we are going to build a new one here. This is the name. Okay. So that is what is here. If you want to switch that name to something else, go for it. Right. I've also put the description. So again, you can switch this if you want to, but I'm trying to make it really quick for you here. So you can just copy that and pop that into the description line. The instructions is obviously all of this, right? So once you've switched out that yellow stuff for your own, you're going to come on over here. You're just going to literally copy, right? And then you are going to paste it right in here. The suggested knowledge files. So this is where I am telling you, okay, here's probably what you should include. You should include your podcast show notes. You should include your brand book, and you should maybe showcase some of your email newsletters. Now, when we were in your course dashboard, you can see that I actually have included some of these things, right? So you could actually take my knowledge files and not start from scratch, right? So that's what I've given you at the bottom of each one. Sometimes I've given you like, here are my samples, but these are really good suggestions of like, for pretty much your brand book is going to be in every single back-end business operation assistant that you build. You're going to want to attach your brand book. And then take a look at what I've suggested here, because the more you attach in your knowledge files, the better the output is going to be from the assistant. So that is how you kind of go through these instructions and knowledge files and put them into the back end, whether you're using ChatGPT like this or you're doing it on Claude or Gemini, whatever. They all have the same sections for the same things. Now, conversation starters, this is something specific to ChatGPT, but this is where you can have a little conversation starter that will pop in the bottom that will kick off the conversations for that particular GPT. So you don't have to put anything in here if you don't want to. You could just leave it blank. So I think that pretty much wraps up. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say was if, for example, okay, so let's take this one, for example. Here is my spiel about the Course Creator Show, my podcast. So let's say you need this for yours. Rather than starting from scratch, you could literally take this. This is how to, again, save more time. You can take this, you can head on over to, let's get out of this. You can just start a new conversation with ChatGPT and you could say, I am the host of the Goal Digger podcast. It's just the first one that came to my mind. I need you to write a description for my podcast that mimics this one. And you just paste mine in, right? And I'm just doing this on plain ChatGPT. So it's telling me, okay, I'm reconstructing this. So the Goal Digger podcast hosted by passionate entrepreneur Jenna Kutcher, leader, the show delivers blah, blah, right? Like it's a description of the podcast. So you may find that this description is perfect on the first round. Maybe you want it to add a bit or edit something. But that way you could take this, you could just copy that, right? And paste it right into here so that you can replace mine with yours very quickly. We are not about starting from scratch here, right? We want to be using AI to help us make these instructions quickly and customize them as efficiently as possible and just get these assistants built. Because honestly, you can take what I'm giving you with all of these instructions and knowledge files. This has been what has taken me such a long time to build out. And you can take this and shave off so much time and get them implemented really quickly into your own business and start using them very quickly. So that is the overview on how to take these instructions and knowledge files that I'm sharing inside of AI Dream Team and get them locked and loaded into your own AI dashboard as quickly as possible. Enjoy.